All right, good afternoon. We're here at Christian XCY Interview here in Las Vegas. We are a couple minutes away from the NFL playoff divisional round game between the Houston Texans and the New England Patriots. I told you last week that the Texans would beat the Steelers, and they sure did. What young quarterback today, CJ Stroud or Drake May, will take his team to the AFC Championship game with Bo Nix out next week, Denver? Probably the winner of today's game is on their way, even if they have to go play at Denver. They're probably going to be the favorite next week in that AFC Championship game. So I like Houston today against New England. I just think CJ Stroud and company, they seem to just have been playing with a more motivated fashion. Did not like New England's effort last week against the Los Angeles Chargers. So we'll be offering live commentary today of the Texans and Patriots. It looks like it's so cold outside there in New England. Thank you so much all for joining us today, whether you're watching live or you're watching the recorded, whether you watch a second, a minute, or an hour. It's greatly appreciated. Thank you so very much. And we're going to be ready to go in a couple minutes here. And thank you so much for being here today. Kickoff is literally 30 seconds away. Of course, go over to the main channel and check out, if you haven't yet. Good afternoon, Tom. It's great to see you here. I'm sorry about the Bills yesterday, but they did play a great game. Should have won that game. Should have won that game, but maybe next year, right? But I think the Texans are going to find a way to win today. But if you haven't already, tomorrow night is the national championship game. Go over to where our videos are on the main scroll off the live under the video section and watch our CY interview with Lane Fobbs talking about tomorrow night's college football championship game. So go over there, go over where the videos are, the pre-recorded videos on the main channel on the front page, and you'll see all of our recent conversations. We also have a video this week about 5 reasons why you should move to Las Vegas in 2026. The kickoff has begun, and Patriots are going to start with a touchback. So Texans will get the ball first to start the second half. We'll see how this one turns out on the first series for Drake May. Will he have a better performance than last week? I think this could be a high-scoring affair, but due to the weather conditions that we have outside in this one, maybe it won't be a high-scoring game at all. But I feel like both of these offenses are high-powered enough to put this game in the high 20s to low 30s. We'll see what happens today. Thank you so much for joining us live from Las Vegas, the most exciting city in the world. Run on first down for like 0 yards. Texans defense was absolutely ready there for New England. Yeah, correct. The reality is that Josh Allen fumbling the football yesterday did not help the Buffalo Bills cause at all. And he was just out there very vulnerable on one of those fumbles. You know, those are the field goals that make the difference between winning and losing, right? Second and 10 for the Patriots. They had no gain on the first down here. Incomplete pass. You got 3rd and 10. Texans, again, just seem like they are ready. Last week, they thrashed the Pittsburgh Steelers and Aaron Rodgers 30-6. And they just look like they are ready and continuing that high-powered defense today. It seems like it's going to be a tough day for Drake May potentially if the tempo continues in the way that it is. I know we're only 40 seconds in, but those first two, if the Texans can get off the field here on 3 plays, that would be incredibly phenomenal. And the Patriots are not going to get the first down on a swinging screen pass. And the Texans will get off the field. 3 and out for the Patriots in the first minute here in the NFL divisional round against the Houston Texans. Not a great effort whatsoever on that first drive by Drake May and company. Texans are going to get the ball now. Let's see what CJ Stroud can do. Texans have been known to be putting up tons of points in all these different games, 30+ in the last couple. So we'll see if the Texans continue to move along here. No roughing the kicker penalty here. Ball is going to go back. Texans receiver is going to pick it up, and he's going to return it to approximately the 27-yard line. So the Texans will start at their own 27-yard line, 1:30 approximately gone so far. CJ Stroud, last week, one touchdown, one interception, 250 passing yards. There were 5 fumbles last week, though. Got to hold on to the football more. 2 of those fumbles were lost. If I'm the Texans here and I can move that football down the field and get a touchdown here early, I like my chances. This is a chance to set the tempo as the road team. Houston's playing on the road, of course, at New England today. First down here. CJ Stroud is going to throw incomplete there. Wide receiver fell down there on that one. Christian XC wide review covering Las Vegas and the world. We're in the first minute and a half here of the NFL divisional game round live from Las Vegas, the most exciting city in the world. Houston playing New England. The winner will go to the AFC Championship game and play the Denver Broncos next week. Denver loses their starting quarterback, Bo Nix, to a season-ending injury yesterday. The winner of this game is going to be the odds-on favorite to go to the Super Bowl, obviously, whoever wins today. Texans are going to run on second down here and get approximately about 3 yards. It's going to be a 3rd and 7 upcoming after Marks runs there. Third down, probably in about 7. It is 3rd and 7. See now what the Texans can do. Texans are going to do a fast tempo offense here. They're going to do a quick. They're already snapped. 3rd down, 1st down, and incomplete. Both teams 3 and outs to start the game. Houston will be punting, and then I'm sure we'll be taking a commercial break after that. Yeah. Tom, speaking about that, if you take away those 6 points, absolutely you end up winning. I agree with you 100%. You couldn't be more right in that regard. Just hang on a second, ladies and gentlemen. We're having a couple of technical difficulty issues here. Looks like we lost the feed. Just give me a minute. We're going to clear that up. Let me just put you guys on pause for a minute. Just hang on, everybody. We're having a couple of difficulties. Looks like the NFL live feed went down for the country. We're trying to load it back here. Hang on a minute with us. Okay, we're back in business. Either teams have not had a first down. New England's back on the field here. First pass here from Drake May, about 9 yards. That's going to set up about a 2nd and 1. Happy Sunday to you, Sunshine, as well. Hope everyone's having a great weekend. We're here live in the entertainment capital of the world, Las Vegas, watching the Patriots and the Texans. I'm going to hold the thing here, our monitor in our hand right now, because for some reason, just technical difficulties, just in case something else happens here. Yeah, you were right about Seattle. Man, I mean, 49ers in Seattle, NFC West. I mean, if we get Seahawks-Rams next week, I'll take Seattle just because of the home situation, and because they just look like they're ready to go. Seattle may be going to the Super Bowl. I wouldn't have believed that 6 weeks ago, but I'm on board and I get it. Big run here for the New England Patriots. They're now inside the Houston Texans 35 yard line. 37 is what they're going to say here. 1st and 10 for New England. Going to be a rush, and they're going to get caught in the backfield. That's going to be a 2-yard loss forced by the Houston Texans defense on that one. Texans have got to stand up here. It's going to be interesting to see what do we get when we get to the special teams field goal range here. Wind, rain, snow, all kinds of things going on outside today in New England. Are either of these coaches going to take chances from 50-plus yards long? I don't know if they will. We know what happened to Baltimore against Pittsburgh a couple weeks ago. They missed one, and they should have been in the playoffs. Here's another tackle for loss by the Houston Texans. New England has lost 4 yards on their last 2 plays. It's going to be about 3rd and 14 now from the Houston 41. Christian XT Waterview covering Las Vegas in the world. It is 3rd and 14. 10 minutes and 44 seconds left in the first quarter. After that tackle for loss on a second consecutive play by the Houston Texans defense, we'll see. Yeah, I mean, listen, Houston's kicker kicks inside, 9, 10 games out of the year. So he doesn't kick outside as much as So, and New England's going to pass, and they're going to have like about 4th and 1. Stephon Diggs with the catch there. 4th and 1, 4th 1.5. Let's see if the Patriots end up going for it here. I'm going to guess they're going to. They went for it last week one time, at least against the Chargers. I'll be shocked if they don't go for it here. They are going to go for it. See if Houston can hold New England here. About 4th and 1.5. And they're going to get it, and they're going to get a touchdown. Touchdown New England on a pass that will get them to the end zone, about 20-plus yards. DeMarco Douglas with the catch. Good start for New England. Was worth it. They cashed in. Touchdown New England, 6-0 New England, pending the extra point upcoming. CJ Stroud and company. Maybe they can answer on the next drive, but good start for New England after the 3-and-out on the first drive there. Drake May finds DeMarco Douglas for the catch. That was a 6-play, 66-yard play. Kick is down, snap is down for the extra point. The kick is up, and it is barely in that left side. I don't think that either of these teams are going to be attempting long field goals unless they absolutely have to today. Timeout on the field, 9:35 left here in the first quarter. A play, New England 7, Houston 0. Christian XC1 review covering Las Vegas in the world. While we're on a commercial break, let's talk about what's coming up this week in Las Vegas. So as you know, the city of Las Vegas has lots of big conventions every year. And starting Tuesday through Thursday, the World of Concrete convention will be taking place at the Las Vegas Convention Center. Of course, again, it features, reading from the website, for those of you who wonder, what is the World of Concrete Convention? Well, it's a commercial construction industry's first, largest, and most important annual international event for concrete and masonry professionals across the globe. You'll find everything you need to see concrete success all year. So that's on their website, Las Vegas Convention Center. Also this week, Thursday, Tough Enough 151 at the Palms Casino Resort will be taking place as well. Fight card starts at 5 p.m. The future stars of mixed martial arts. If you go over to our video section, you'll be able to see our C1 interview with President of Tough Enough, Jeff Meyer, and we will be able to you'll be able to see him talk about the upcoming Tough Enough 151 card. Yesterday in the NFL, we'll talk about it more at halftime, but Bills again, a couple of turnovers. That's why these playoff games are so close. Tom talked about in the chat about how today's game, the one who makes the least amount of mistakes will end up winning, and he's 100% correct in that regard, and that's really what it takes. Not making a lot of mistakes in these playoff games because they're traditionally close, except the buzzsaw that is Seattle yesterday, who rammed the 49ers 41-6. I mean, wow. Yeah, I saw Seattle winning yesterday, but didn't see that one coming. I can honestly tell you that. Did not see that one coming. Today, New England, Houston, and the Rams and the Bears to end the NFL divisional round. Bears and Rams should be an incredible game, but I do like the Rams. I think we get Rams versus Seahawks. If we get Bears versus Seahawks, Seahawks in the Super Bowl, check mark, please. I think the Rams can give Seattle a game. I don't know if the Bears can. We'll have to see how that goes. Later this evening, the Sunday Night Football final finale, NFL playoff, NBC Sports, of course, tonight, Rams and Bears. And it's nice to see you too, Jam to Bread. See what the Texans can do on this drive. So the Houston Texans have never won in the divisional round, something I was unaware of, but they have never won in the divisional round. 0-6 all time, so they've never been to the conference championship. So if Houston were to win today, it would be their first appearance in the conference championship game. Of course, C.J. Stroud is in his third year. He was drafted in the same year as Bryce Young with the Carolina Panthers, who took the Panthers to the playoffs, losing to the Rams last week after winning the NFC South Championship. About a run of 3 yards for the Houston Texans running game on first down there. The Houston Texans offense, it's going to be about 2nd and 7, 2nd and 8. 2nd and 8. 9 minutes and 10 seconds left in the first quarter. We're here. We're looking at our monitor. Incomplete pass by the by C.J. Stroud. 3rd and 8 upcoming. Christianic C1 interview covering Las Vegas and the world. We're here doing it. NFL divisional round. We're here for your special time today, of course. So 0 sacks yesterday by the Bills defense won't help you win a playoff game either. I agree with that as well, Tom. 3rd and 8 here. Let's see if Houston can get something moving along. C.J. Stroud's going to be able to connect with a wide receiver who's going to go deep into New England Patriots territory here, down to the 25-yard line, and that is where we are going to see the Houston Texans. They are in scoring range. Big pass by C.J. Stroud there. 1st and 10, 8 minutes and 30 seconds left in the half. Got a penalty flag on the play. Probably a false start, I imagine. It's a false start. 1st and 15 upcoming. You know, CJ Stroud is one of those great quarterbacks that can run, Tom, and can move up in the pocket and throw one away. He can avert getting sacked. So, again, I don't think New England's defense is that great. I've told you that the whole year. I don't think New England's defense is that great. Completed pass there. It's going to be like about, what, 6 yards? You know, not a pocket passer for sure. He's going to get outside the pocket, and he's going to throw one to his outside wide receiver there, number 81. I think we're going to have about 2nd and 4 here. Higgins with the catch there. 2nd and 6, actually. Okay, that was about a 4-yard catch. Threw in the pocket there, and that pass is going to be incomplete. 3rd and 6 upcoming for the Houston Texans at approximately the New England Patriots, 21-yard line. Traditionally, CJ Stroud is a roll-out passer, but on that last incomplete pass, he did stay in the pocket on that one. And the Texans are going to get a 1st down. Stroud completes to Kirk. 1st down, 12-yard line approximately of New England, just outside the goal. But there is a penalty flag on the field. Let's see what the flag is. I'm thinking it's defensive holding. Let's see what the call is on the field. No, going to be a face mask penalty. Yep, he definitely got him there as he was running. So that's going to put them inside the 10-yard line. 1st and goal for Houston after the face mask penalty by New England. Got 7 minutes left in the half. Let's see if Houston can answer here. They're at the 7-yard line of New England. 1st and goal. CJ Stroud takes the snap. He's going to hand it off to the running back. Not going to get much there, maybe a couple of inches. 2nd and goal upcoming for Houston. Current weather, the temperature in Houston is, in New England, excuse me, is 35 degrees Fahrenheit. So CJ Stroud rolling out, throwing, and they're going to be down to approximately the 1-yard line. That'll be 3rd and goal. I think this is probably 4-goal down territory for Houston, Tom. I don't see them kicking a field goal here. I could be wrong, but if they don't get it here, I don't see them kicking a field goal. Houston's going to hand it off. They're going to get a touchdown, but we do have a penalty flag on the field. Was there a timeout prior to? Let's see what the call is on the field. Nope, there was a penalty on Houston. That is going to, an illegal shift. That's going to set up a longer, about 3rd and 6 probably, that's going to set up here. Christianic C1 review covering Las Vegas and the world We're here in Las Vegas, the most exciting city in the world. It's a sunny day in Las Vegas right now. Weather's not too bad. We're doing the Houston Texans and the New England Patriots game. Winner will go to the AFC Championship game. It's going to be 3rd and 7 here. They're definitely going to have to probably pass here. CJ Stroud not doing well under pressure there on that one. Throws it away. I imagine Houston will now take the field goal, and they're going to. It's going to be an approximately 25-yard field goal attempt. Again, bad weather conditions, kicker who usually kicks inside. To me, these are not guarantees. This is just my opinion. They are not guarantees. Kami Fairburn is 35 for 35, though, under 50 yards this year. So he has not missed one under 50 this year. Let's see. Snap is up. The kick is up. The hold, and he puts it straight down the middle. So Houston gets on the board against New England and answers after New England scores that touchdown. It is now 7-3. New England over Houston. 5 minutes and 26 seconds left in the first quarter. We'll put that in the chat. New England 7, Houston 3. So while we've got a minute here, let's tell you about something else that's coming this year in Las Vegas. Starting May 1st, R&B fame singer Mary J. Blige will start her residency in concert at the Dolby Live at the Park MGM on the Las Vegas Strip. The first show takes place on May 1st. Tickets went on sale on Friday. So Mary J. Blige will start her own Las Vegas residency. Of course, Mary J. Blige was in the Super Bowl halftime show a few years ago as well. So expect that. May 1st starting, first set of concerts at the Dolby Live at Park MGM on the Las Vegas Strip. You know, hey, here's my response to you. Bad weather conditions. The field can be messy. You can snap the ball wrong. There's just so many things that can happen in bad weather conditions to a kicking game. You know, and that stuff does absolutely happen. So, you know, and it can happen. So I don't take anything for granted when we've got bad weather conditions outside. You've also got playoff games, and to me, again, these are high pressure situations because if you miss, as you say, either you give up a couple field goals or you miss a couple field goals, it can absolutely be the difference between you actually being in the next round of the playoffs and ending your season. And that's basically what we're looking at in that regard. Of course, the half we will do our last discussion on the national championship game, give you some up-to-the-minute news and thoughts as well. That'll be at the CY Interview halftime report, live here from Las Vegas, the most exciting city in the world. .526 left in the first quarter of play. New England is about to get the ball back from Houston after Houston converts a 25-yard field goal attempt. It is 7-3. 5 minutes and 26 seconds left here in the first quarter. New England's going to return the ball to the approximately 23-yard line, and they fumbled the football, and they get it back. And New England averts a disaster there. After fumbling the kickoff, they do get the football back. Let's take a look at some of the stat line here while I'm sitting with you all today. So far, let's go over to the box score. Just give me a minute. First down is going to be a run of approximately like nothing. It's going to be 2nd and 10 for the Patriots and the Texans. So far, Drake May, 5 of 7 for 54 yards. CJ Stroud, 4 of 9 for 66 yards. That's where we're right now. 2nd and 10 upcoming here for New England. Incomplete pass. It's going to be 3rd and 10 for New England. This would be a big stop for Houston if they were able to get 3 and out here. Get off the field, get the football back, try to get some more points. They could change the whole tempo of this game if they're able to hold them here. There's a fumble this time, and New England's gonna. It looks like New England's on top of it, and they are. That fumble goes all the way back to the 3-yard line. Houston Texans defense plays great there. Terrible messiness. A lot of fumbles in this round of NFL playoff games. Literally almost like a 25-yard loss there on that play. Houston Texans defense gets to Drake May there. Did not get the football, though. That would have set them up right in the red zone, but New England's going to be punting from their own end zone now. Patriots avoid disasters, right, Tom? Punting from their own end zone, though. Houston's going to have the ball like at midfield here. 50-yard line, 47-yard line. Houston Texans will start at the New England 47-yard lines after a terrific defensive series by the Houston Texans defense that forces 3 and out and a fumble. Did not get that one, but we will have Houston, again, 47 yards away from touchdownville in that one. And probably, again, to me personally speaking, with these conditions, in my opinion, I wouldn't be attempting a field goal from longer than 40 yards today. I don't think I'd want anything longer than 40 yards if I could get it there. Kicking from the 23-yard line and inside that. That is where I would be. Excuse me. That's where I would be if I was the Houston Texans offense, if I cannot convert and get all the way to the end zone. So that Bears-Rams game is going to be really good tonight, though. I'm looking forward to seeing that. I know there probably are some Ram fans here. No, there's some Bear fans. They're both Ram fans and Bears fans. I'm sure there are people all around the Las Vegas Valley today who will be watching that NFC divisional game tonight at various resorts on, off the strip in downtown. That's for sure. Let's take a look at some of the box score statistics while we're sitting here. Dalton Schultz leading the way so far in reception yards for both teams. The Houston Texans wide receiver has 2 catches for 47 yards. Yeah, I mean, the reality is that while I agree with you, I still think my opinion on tonight's game between the Rams and the Bears is that Matthew Stafford knows he's running out of opportunities to get back to the Super Bowl. We don't know how many more years he's going to play. So I'm going to take the Rams. I think that they're motivated. I don't know how Caleb Williams is going to do against that Rams defense. I think the Rams are capable of winning tonight. I still like the Rams. I understand the whole weather, home field advantage thing, but no, I'll take the Rams. No yards on first down on that run for Houston. They played pretty well against Baltimore, though Baltimore didn't have their starting quarterback earlier this year when the Rams went there. I don't know. We'll see. I look forward to seeing that game. Almost intercepted there. It's going to be 3rd and 10 for Houston. Maybe Houston will not be able to capitalize on this short field. They start this drive at the New England 47-yard line after the punt return. Will Houston have to punt here if they don't get this one and give New England the ball back deep in their own territory? Well, this could be a lost opportunity for the Texans if they're not able to convert here on the 3rd and 10. Got a catch. It's going to be about a yard short of the first down. I can't imagine you're kicking a 53-yard field goal here. I'm Houston. I'm going for it. It's definitely short of the first down. Yep, it's like about 4th and inches. Houston's going to go for it. If I'm CJ Stroud, I'm just pushing forward here. Let's see if they just do a quarterback sneak here. Nope, they are going to hand the ball off, and they are going to end up getting it. So first down, Houston. They did get over the line there. It was not pretty, but Houston runs for a first down, and they will continue to move the chains. First down for the Houston Texans at the 36-yard line in New England, about something like that. Chris Yannick, C1 Review, covering Las Vegas and the world. NFL Divisional Round live reaction here between the New England Patriots and the Houston Texans. We have an interception on the field, unfortunately. CJ Stroud throws an interception inside the 20-yard line. We're going to review that catch, obviously. They'll challenge this, obviously. His knee was down, and he was in bounds. Probably is an interception. There, it looks like he made that happen. So it'll be 1st and 10 for New England inside their own 20. If this holds. I think the defender controlled the ball going to the ground, which is the most important thing, obviously, when we review these plays. I think that's a definite. We'll see. Yep, they're going to review that interception, it looks like. Just double check this. Yep, 7-3 timeout. New England will start the ball on the next drive. Where are they going to start at? At their own 18-yard line. Okay, let's take a look and get back to some other news in Las Vegas. 1 second. This coming Friday, January 23rd, and Saturday, January 24th, the famed rock band, the Eagles, will be back at the Sphere in Las Vegas. The next music act to play at the more than $2 billion, the most expensive entertainment venue in the entire world, is here in Las Vegas on the Las Vegas Strip. It's called the Sphere. The Eagles, famed rock band, will be there on January 23rd and January 24th. So look for that. You know, I think that there has been a huge consensus this year. For whatever reason, I feel like maybe it's just because it's the internet echo chamber. I'm not sure. Maybe it's a cultural phenomenon. I'm not sure. But I feel like we've had more complaining about the NFL officiating this year than we have in recent years. I don't know if I'm right in that regard or if it's just, again, the internet echo chamber that we have here. But I feel like there's been more complaining about NFL officials this year than there has been in past years. Run of about 2 yards for the New England Patriots there. It's going to be about 2nd and 8. We're 90 seconds left in the first quarter play. 2nd and 5 upcoming for New England against Houston. After a C.J. Stroud interception, puts the ball now at New England's own 23-yard line after that 5-yard gain. Drake May's going to run the ball, and he just fumbled. And Houston's going to get the ball. Drake May has just fumbled inside his own 30-yard line. First down, Houston. Defensive turnover back the other direction now. Both teams with turnovers. Drake May fumbled that football trying to go to the ground. Not a good play call on his spot. You know, trading turnovers, as Tom said, correct exactly in the chat. We are trading turnovers, ladies and gentlemen. Houston will now get the ball inside the New England 30-yard line with a great chance to score some points here. Not a great play call by Drake May there, who, again, people believe could be this year's NFL MVP. 53 seconds left in the first quarter here. We shall see what Houston will be able to accomplish here on this drive, but they're in field goal range at least, potentially. I wouldn't attempt one outside of 40 yards today. That's just my opinion. Pass complete to number 81. It's going to be about 2nd and 5 for the Houston after that route completion. 30 seconds left in the first quarter. New England is winning 7-3. Here's a run play, and that's going to be close to the first down marker. Running back wants a face mask call. He's not going to get it. That'll take us to the end of the first quarter. We're done. 15 minutes in New England in the NFL AFC divisional round playoff game. The winner will play Denver in the AFC championship game for the Super Bowl. New England 7, Houston 3 after one quarter of play. Houston, they can convert this first down and keep this drive going and put a touchdown up in the board. That would be a great response to New England's fast start of 7-0. We'll put in the chat, end of 1, 7-3. Let's look at some stat lines here while we're on commercial break. Thank you all for being here today, whether you're watching in the live or the recorded version. Again, your support is greatly appreciated. Christian XC1 review covering Las Vegas and the world. We're at the end of the first quarter. Houston versus New England. NFL 8 divisional round game for the AFC. Winner will play Denver in the Super Bowl for the AFC Championship in the Super Bowl. So we'll see how this goes. Moving along in other Las Vegas news, we are 95 days away from the NFL draft. Who will the Raiders pick? Is it Mendoza? Everyone says it would be crazy not to take Mendoza, but that's where we are. Will the Raiders trade down and get more draft picks? Got a lot of time to figure that one out, but we're getting closer every day to the NFL draft, which will take place this year, by the way, in Pittsburgh. That is where the NFL draft is this year. We'll be watching from Las Vegas with absolute interest and analysis for sure. I'm going to take a look at something while we're sitting here. First and 10 for the Texans. They do convert that. And just a note here while we're watching this game, of course, last night Jennifer Romas debuted her latest edition of Sexy the Show at the Virgin Hotels Las Vegas at the 24 Oxford. Obviously, go over to the main channel. You can see our recent interview with her about Sexy going to Virgin. It's over in the video section. And additionally, look forward to more shows from Jennifer at the 24 Oxford at the Virgin Hotels Las Vegas of Sexy the Show. That happened last night. Second and 4 for Houston here. See what the Texans can do if they can get here a touchdown. They're at the 10-yard line of New England. Nothing on that one. It's going to be 3rd and 4 upcoming. Helmet came off on that one from the Texans running back. Let's see what Houston can come up with here at the New England 10. CJ Stroud is in the pocket. Blitz is coming. Throws, and that's going to be a touchdown, ladies and gentlemen. Christian Kirk with the touchdown for the Houston Texans, a 10-yard reception from C.J. Stroud. It gives Houston the lead 9-7 over New England, pending the extra point. I've been telling you for the last week, I liked Houston to beat Pittsburgh, and I liked Houston to beat New England. Houston takes the lead here early on in the second quarter, 10-7 after that catch. Extra point is up, and that one is angling barely in there. Barely in there on the left side. Timeout on the field, 12 minutes and 51 seconds left in the second quarter. After the Drake May fumble, it sets up a C.J. Stroud to Christian Kirk 10-yard touchdown. 10-7, Houston over New England in the chat. Just checking on something here for you guys. So one of the big music festivals every year in Las Vegas, of course, is the Electronic Daisy Carnival. This year it's going to take place between the dates of May 15th to May 17th. So look for that. See what else. Of course, this past week also tickets for the WWE World Fan Convention during WrestleMania week in April went on sale. So again, if you want to experience WWE memorabilia, meet your favorite WWE professional wrestling superstars and all that stuff, tickets are now on sale for WWE World. They do it for 5 days. They even do it the Monday after WrestleMania as well. We'll be, again, of course, at the convention center all over there, just east of the Las Vegas Strip. So look for that. This year's WrestleCon is going to be on the Las Vegas Strip at the Horseshoe Las Vegas. They're continuing to announce names for that. Jerry the King Lawler is returning to Las Vegas and will be at the WrestleCon fan convention this year. We've also talked about Don Morocco is going to be there. That'll be fun. Bunch of other big wrestling legends will be at the WrestleCon convention at Horseshoe Las Vegas, including also one of the biggest fans in the world of professional wrestling, Thomas Burnett. You expect Thomas Burnett to return to the WrestleCon fan convention this year. No denying that as well, I'm sure. See what the Patriots can do here on this next drive. 12 minutes and 47 seconds left till halftime here. 10-7 Houston. Almost an interception there by Drake May. Houston's defense came to play today. I've talked in great detail about how I believe. I've told you in great detail how I believe that that the Houston Texans defense is underrated. And I think they're showing that again today against New England, who did not have a great offensive performance last week when they beat the Chargers 16-3. You're going to be there all 4 days. Well, there you go. I'm sure you will be. I hope there's some more big surprise names. I'm sure there will be as we get closer to WrestleMania. 3rd and 7 for New England here at their own 30-yard line. And Drake May avoids the sack, and he is going to run for the first down. And I call that great fortune there. That is, that is a game of fortune inches of getting sacked for a loss to running for the first down. Drake May very lucky to get away from the Houston Texans defense there, and he will run for the first down. New set of downs, 1st and 10, 11:25 left here. Tackle for a loss there by the Houston Texans. In his entire NFL career, Tom Brady in the playoffs only had 133 rushing yards. In 2 playoff games, Drake May has 78. Of course, Tom Brady, the former New England Patriots quarterback, maybe by the end of today, Drake May will surpass that number. He'd need a lot still, but it's possible. That's hilarious. Got a timeout on the field. Second and 9 for the Patriots. So some other Las Vegas news this week. For a couple of years, there was anticipation that there was going to be an Atari-themed hotel in Las Vegas. Well, we learned this week that after years of anticipation and plans, that project is not happening anymore. So there will not be an Atari-themed hotel in Las Vegas. Obviously, the themed hotels are quite fun. I'd like to see some more themed hotels come back, or at least themed sections of hotels. But yeah, we're not getting the Atari-themed hotel anymore in Las Vegas. That news was announced this week. As far as news in the Las Vegas resorts community as well, the Qatar-shaped hotel for the Hard Rock, where the Mirage, of course, formerly was, is continuing to be built at a very fast pace. Go over the Las Vegas Strip, stand across the street at Harrah's Las Vegas Hotel and Casino, or Casino Royale, and you'll see that the Qatar-shaped hotel is slowly but quickly being built, I believe, is the fair way to say. Though it seems like it's slow, it seems like it's moving pretty fast. So look for that as well if you're coming to Las Vegas for a Las Vegas trip. So there we go. And then, of course, tomorrow night, we know there'll be Indiana Hoosier fans and Miami Hurricanes fans all across the Las Vegas Valley watching the Hurricanes play the Indiana Hoosiers. 2nd and 9, we're back from the commercial break here after that stop. Got 11 minutes until halftime. That's an incomplete pass. 3rd and 9 coming up. For the New England Patriots. Pass is up in the air. That's going to be an incomplete pass. 4th and 9. The Houston Texans defense continues to play well, continues to make things difficult for Drake May and the New England Patriots offense, and the Texans are going to get the football back. Fair catch called for by the Houston Texans special teams. Houston will start at the 25-yard line. 10 minutes and 41 seconds left. We'll see if we get a TV timeout here. It doesn't look like it. Looks like we're just going to go straight to it. CJ Stroud's going to be back on the field for the Houston Texans. Great opportunity to extend this lead here. Again, I did not the uninspired performance of the New England Patriots offense last week leads to the belief that, I thought that they would have a tough time against Houston, and Houston just, again, ran through Pittsburgh last week 30-6. I liked Houston today. I'll stick with that till the end of the game, even if they lose, but I like Houston today. And Houston playing in the Super Bowl against Seattle, that could be an interesting matchup if that's what we end up with. I don't think Denver will have a chance next week unless they play a perfect defensive game. Interception by CJ Stroud. That's not very good. And we got a defensive touchdown for New England. Defensive touchdown for New England. Not a great pass by CJ Stroud. That's going to kill you in the playoffs. Marcus Jones for the New England Patriots defense returns that for a 25-yard touchdown. It is now 13-10 New England on that defensive play. Got to regroup if you're Houston. Bad. You should have just thrown that ball away at a defender's legs. That was a bad pass there. But got to regroup and move quickly along here. But the New England Patriots defense is going to bail out the Houston Texans on this one to give them the lead back. So we'll see CJ Stroud back on the field in a second after that interception. But got to get it together. Got to have a long drive now and get some points to answer that response. 10 minutes and 31 seconds. Let's see what the New England special teams is able to do here. For the extra point attempt on the field. Snap is down, the kick is up, and that one is good. 14-10 New England over Houston after the interception by CJ Stroud, a defensive touchdown for the New England Patriots there on a tip ball. 14-10, 10 minutes and 31 seconds left here in the second quarter. Let's put that in the chat. New England 14. New England 14, Houston 10. Just checking through some notes here while we're on the commercial break. Interesting enough. So, of course, next year's national championship game is going to be here in Las Vegas. And there are obviously a lot of anticipation for that, right? So, Miami to Las Vegas next year for the college football national championship game. So, got to tell you, looking forward to that. Again, we're going to have the national championship game of college football here in 1 year. It'll be interesting to see what schools get here. It'll be an expensive ticket for sure. But the benefit of having the national championship game here in Las Vegas is that you have all the resorts right nearby, right? Mandalay Bay connects right to Allegiant Stadium. And then, of course, nearby resorts include New York, and MGM Grand and Park MGM and MGM Grand itself, so. But the good thing is that, unlike where this year's game is, there's hotels right nearby. So people can walk to the stadium if they want to, take trams and the such, which is much nicer than having to park. I mean, I think I saw parking for the national title game like $800, if you can believe that. I'm not sure who pays that, but I'm just saying. Die-hard college football fans, I guess. Houston's going to start at their own 25-yard line. Though we're not subbing C.J. Stroud for past C1 review guest, comedian, the late Gilbert Gottfried. We have to see something positive from C.J. Stroud on this drive. We really have to. Need to get some points here on this one to at least get a field goal. I'd want at least a field goal on this drive if I'm Houston. Obviously, you want to get touchdowns, but we'll see. 10:25 at the half. Running game is just not going very well for either of these teams today. Seems like everything is really being netted in the pass. So if I'm Houston, I just keep throwing the football. The NFL has become a pass-happy league, but the run game for Houston is just not working today. It's just not working. New England up 14-10 with 10 minutes until the half here. First down, Houston. Hutchinson with the pass catch. 9:35 till the half. 1st and 10, Houston there. C.J. Stroud is 9 for 17 for 108 yards so far, 1 touchdown and 2 interceptions. Running the ball again and getting absolutely nothing. Again, running game not going anywhere for the Houston Texans offense. Keep throwing the football, Houston. It's just not happening on the running game. 2nd and 11 coming up for the Houston Texans here. $8:45 until the half. And another interception by C.J. Stroud. Not a great pass again. And New England's going to start at about the 35-yard line of New England. Houston better hold this New England Patriots offense to a field goal here. This one's going to get ugly really quickly. I mean, really ugly quickly. No, it's not over. That's the second quarter. It's not over. It's the second quarter. New England still hasn't played very good on offense. They have to still convert some points here. So Texans defense has not been the problem today. They've only given up 7 of the 14 points, obviously. But, got to listen up a little bit and not throw under pressure if you can. I think that's the key here. It's still way too early. 38 minutes left in this game. Still a lot of time remaining. That's an eternity in the NFL. See if the New England Patriots offense can convert here. If they cannot, would be a bailout for Houston. Christian XC1 review covering Las Vegas and the world. We're in the second quarter. 8 minutes and 33 seconds until the half. New England is beating Houston 14-10 after an interception. New England has the ball now in Houston territory. Let's see what the Patriots can come up with. They're at the 50-yard line. So they were ruled down at the 50, so they're not in field goal range yet, which does give the Houston's a little breathing room here. Run on first down about 7 yards to the 43. Second and 5 coming up. Well, they're going to sack May in the backfield, Tom. So 3rd and 12 coming up, 3rd and 13 coming up for the New England Patriots offense. The Houston Texans may get out of here. If they can hold here, they can get out of here without giving up a score. That would be phenomenal. Pass over the middle, nowhere near the first down, and the Texans defense is going to bail out the interceptions of C.J. Stroud again. Texans hold 4th and 8. I don't think New England is going from midfield. I think they'll be punting. I'll be shocked if they go for it here. I don't think they're going to, obviously. Great effort by the Houston Texans defense again, bailing out them, and the Patriots are punting. So that interception does not cost the Houston Texans any points here. So, yeah, I think you reversed jinxing the Patriots there, Tom. I know you're a Bills fan and you're not a fan of the Patriots, so maybe that was a reverse jinx. Punt is up in the air. Fair catch is called for. Houston will have the ball at around their own 10-yard line. 6 minutes and 33 seconds left till halftime here. Tomorrow's national championship game will take place between Miami and Indiana. Kickoff time is 4:30 p.m. 4:30 p.m. Las Vegas time, 7:30 p.m. Eastern time. Again, next year, Las Vegas will get that college football championship game. All right, Texans are deep now. Now you cannot make any mistakes. Incomplete pass. The New England Patriots blitz is just all over C.J. Stroud today, and that's not helping his cause. Houston Texans offensive lineman down on the field. Hope he's okay, of course. C.J. Stroud continues to struggle under pressure, under the blitzes there. And the Houston Texans offensive line has got to give him more time. We're going to take a commercial break, obviously, because there's an injury and someone down on the field. Hope they're okay, of course. Let's look at some notes here while we're sitting here in the timeout. So let's take a look. Let's go to the box score. So Stroud might have 3 interceptions, which is amazing. He's got 3 interceptions, but he's got 108 passing yards. Drake May only has 59 passing yards with 1 touchdown and no interceptions. Woody Marks, again, the running game is just not working for the Houston Texans today. Woody Marks, the Houston Texans running back, 8 carries, 7 yards. The whole rushing statistics for the Houston Texans, 11 rushing yards today. It's not going to get it done. Got to throw the football. That's where your bread and butter is. Just keep throwing the football. So New England Patriots, on the other hand, a little bit better. Rodmeyer Stevenson, 3 carries for 25 yards. The Houston Texans, the New England Patriots, are, for a team, 10 carries for 44 rushing yards overall. So Terry Fader is going to be doing a nationwide, former Las Vegas headliner and past C1 guest. Terry Fader is going to be doing a North American tour. He's kicking it off starting on January 20th to the 22nd at the South Point Casino Hotel, Casino and Spa. So you can catch Terry Fader, who formerly had a Las Vegas residency, of course, at the Mirage, New York, and the Stratton Hotel Casino Tower. He'll be at South Point this coming week, January 20th, 21st, and 22nd. He's going to be doing a North American tour. Injuries for the Houston Texans. Woody Marks, questionable for coming back. And Woody Schultz, the tight end for them, is also out. 3rd and 10 for Houston here at their own 8-yard line. They really need to get a first down here. Are we ruling that a fumble, or is that an incomplete pass? Looks like it's an incomplete pass. Pressure, and more pressure to C.J. Stroud, not helping the Houston Texans' cause. They get bailed out by the defense. Can the defense bail them out again after this punt? That's going to be really tough. 4th and 4th and 10 coming up for the Texans on their own 9-yard line. They'll be punting. I just don't understand what's going on today with the Houston Texans offensive line. They seem lost, and they don't seem to be giving C.J. Stroud enough time to pass the football, and it's not helping. And part of that is why C.J. Stroud has 3 interceptions today. We're not even at halftime either. And the Houston Texans special teams plays very good there, knocking them in the backfield, 44-yard line for Houston and New England. 6 minutes left until the half, 14-10. Drake May is going to go back out there after that one. Rush on first down for about 2 or 3 yards. Texans' run defense has been pretty solid. New England's run defense has been absolutely solid. Again, not much on the run in this game so far. It's just been kind of a turnovers and field position that's been setting up all these different things so far. 2nd and 7 upcoming for New England. Houston Texans defense finally gets beat in the secondary. There's a pass by Drake May to the 25-yard line approximately of Houston. So New England is in field goal range right now. Well, the good thing for Houston is that even if they give a score up here, Tom, they do get the ball first in the second half, and they could potentially get a score before the half as well. So it's possible that Houston could have a 2-for-1 situation. Even if they give up a score here, they could get a score before the half and then get the ball first in the second half. So there is that potential possibility. And that's going to be a first down inside the 10-yard line. 1st and goal for the New England Patriots. We got a touchdown patch from Stephon Diggs. Cardi B's Stephon Diggs catches a touchdown there. 7-yard touchdown reception. 20-10 now, New England over Houston. 3 minutes and 12 seconds left until the half. Houston will have to get some points before the half here. They're really going to need that to build some momentum going into the second half. Again, Houston will receive the kickoff. To start the second half as well. So let's see what Houston can do with 3 minutes left here till the half. Just a lot of buckling under pressure today by CJ Stroud. It's kind of sad. I like seeing new teams in the playoffs and would have loved to see Houston in the second round. Obviously, it's still early. Houston can still win, but they got to get going. 3 minutes and 12 seconds left till halftime. Take a commercial break there. Take a look at something. So, update on Las Vegas headliner, music legend Barry Manilow, who, of course, had a cancer treatment earlier this year, at the end of last year, a couple months ago. He's announced that after his cancer treatment, he's going to have shows in March. So there's going to be additional shows, and it's going to be stuff outside of Las Vegas. He'll be Charlotte, Norfolk, Virginia, Baltimore, Maryland, Cincinnati, Ohio. But expect that Las Vegas headliner, of course, at the Westgate for many years, Barry Manilow will be back and singing and performing in February, late February. And great to see that, of course. I agree with you that Houston can't afford another punt on this drive. They've got to get a touchdown. They've absolutely got to get a touchdown here. And at the very least, a field goal and take it to a one-possession thing to the half for sure. I agree with that. Houston's going to start at like the 23-yard line. Almost another intercepted pass by New England there. Not a great first effort there by C.J. Stroud. 2nd and 10 coming up here. Really need to settle in and get some first downs. New England defense has just been getting to Houston all over the board today, it feels like. Got a penalty flag on the field. See if that's going to be a false start. Yep, it is going to be a false start. 2nd and 15 coming up for the Houston Texans. Not looking good, ladies and gentlemen. Just not looking good right now. Great pass, long, but too far, but there's a penalty flag on the field. See if that's a roughing the passer call there or a pass interference call. Let's see if Houston gets bailed out here. Looks like it's going to be. Absolutely going to get bailed out. First down, automatic first down for the Houston Texans on that one. Defensive holding for sure. So automatic first down for Houston. That gives them a little momentum there. First and 10. Houston's now at their own 39-yard line. 2:55 to the half. Rush for a loss of 4 yards. Got to stop rushing the football. It's just not working. It's not working. It is not working. Got to stop rushing the football. It's just not working. There's a pass. First down, midfield for the Houston Texans. That's going to take it to the 2-minute warning. C.J. Stroud with a strike there of about 20 yards. That'll take us to the 2-minute warning. 21-10 New England over Houston. Can Houston get a touchdown before the half? If Houston is able to answer with a touchdown before the half, Houston gets the ball first in the second half. You know? So, that kind of pass is the kind of pass that Joe Montana would throw back in the day to Jerry Rice. Stroud needs a bunch more of those. Needs an absolute bunch more of those, for sure. So let's take a look at some other stuff. want to take a look at some other Las Vegas notes here. Just give me a minute. While we're on that commercial break. Just looking at something here. So this coming Friday, hip-hop music legend Rick Ross will be returning to Las Vegas. He'll be at Club Zouk celebrating his birthday. That's at Zouk nightclub at the Resorts World Las Vegas on the Las Vegas Strip. So upcoming entertainment. Rick Ross celebrating his birthday in Las Vegas on the 23rd of this month at Club Zouk. That'll be this coming Friday. And here's a random one. So we'll get to that in a minute. Houston's back here in action, midfield. And another interception. Another interception by C.J. Stroud. That is not going to help Houston's cause. 4 turnovers in this first half of play. You know, why not run the screen there? That's not a good performance by Houston in this first half here so far. Turnovers are going to be the reason Houston loses today more than the defense. Houston's defense has only allowed 14 of those 21 points on the board. But bad pass right there. See if Houston's defense can hold to the half here. Houston will get the ball first in the second half, and Houston will have a chance to make halftime adjustments. But not a great performance today. 5 interceptions in the playoffs for C.J. Stroud so far. He had 8 the entire season, if you can believe that. Let's close this. Hang on. So if you're looking for special gourmet hot dogs in Las Vegas, a couple of restaurants come up in that list. We'll get to those in a minute after this play. Drake May's back in the backfield, incomplete pass. 3rd and 7 coming up. Can the Houston Texans defense bail out the Texans again? That would be pretty incredible. The Bulldoggy Gourmet Hot Dogs is one place that ranks. Chicago-style hot dogs. Of course, there's Windy City Beefs and Dogs, famous place in Las Vegas. And of course, Dirt Dog on the Fremont Street in Las Vegas has great cheese and beef filled hot dogs. So might want to check that out. 3rd and 7 here for the New England Patriots against the Houston Texans. Incomplete pass. And again, New England is not going to capitalize on a turnover, and they're going to be punting the football. All right, so let's look at the timeout scenario. Both Houston and New England have all 3 of their timeouts remaining. So, you know, if Houston somehow does come back in the second half, C.J. Stroud needs to take out his entire defense to dinner, because That'll be incredible. They're the reason that they're going to end up winning this game, and they're still in this game potentially. You know, got to go 90 yards here to get a touchdown, but maybe Houston can get into field goal range with a couple of long passes here. So 2023, the Houston Texans won by 31 points against the Browns. Last year, they won by 20 against the Chargers. It's this divisional round that's been tough for the Texans. Can the Texans find a way to get to at least a one-score game going to the half here? CJ Stroud finally has some time, but incomplete. Finally has some time there. Incomplete pass. 2nd and 10 coming up. Incomplete pass, 3rd and 10 coming up. Can Houston find a way to convert a first down here? $56 seconds left in the half. Penalty flag on the field. Stroud did not run for the first down, but there is a penalty flag on the field. Let's see if it's offsides. Might be. See if Houston's going to get bailed out here. Nope. False start on the offense. Penalty is going to be declined. That's going to be 4th down. I'm guessing New England's going to take one of their 3 timeouts here. Rush of 1 yard. Oh, I agree. If New England ends up winning, they're on the way to the Super Bowl. New England's going to start at the Houston 45-yard line here. 36 seconds left with all 3 timeouts remaining here. Christianic C1 Review covering Las Vegas and the world. We're 35 seconds away from the C1 Review in Las Vegas halftime report. At the half, we'll talk national title game, Indiana and Miami tomorrow. We'll talk the rest of the NFL this weekend, a couple of other little things in between before we get to the second half here. Thank you so much for being here, whether you're watching in the live or you're watching in the record version. We greatly appreciate you, whether watch 10 seconds, a minute, or 10 hours. Thank you so much for being here today on C1 Review. And Houston's going to attack Drake May in the backfield, and there's a fumble on the play. And New England got it back. And I got to tell you something. The Houston Texans defense, they're not the problem today. They are not the problem today. CJ Stroud's got to stop throwing interceptions. Houston defender could not get on top of that. Thank you, Tom. Could not get under that one. "13 seconds left. New England calls a timeout there first, but going to need a big pass here. Getting a big pass. By the way, Drake May, 13 fumble this season, most in the NFL. I know we shouldn't nitpick, but 13 fumbles from the NFL most valuable player of the year? I don't know about that. Not sure I agree with that one. 2nd and 19 for New England here. See if New England will try to get into field goal range here. If not, probably going to the half here. Drake May almost gets sacked again. New England is like at the 46-yard line, I think. Are they really going to attempt a 63-yard field goal here? I can't see that. But maybe I'm wrong. Can look that statistic up in a minute, Tom, after we finish the remaining 7 seconds of this first half, which has been a really long first half, by the way. Incomplete pass. 4th and 11 for New England. Let's see if they just throw a Hail Mary here. I think they're going to kick a field goal. Maybe. Punt, field goal? I'd probably just throw it up if I'm New England. They're going to throw it up in the air, as I figured they would. Too far for a field goal attempt in these weather conditions. Not going to make a 63-yarder. So Hail Mary attempt to the end zone for Drake May. He's at the 45. He launches it up in the air. And that's going to be intercepted. So Drake May throws an interception in the end zone. To end the first half, we're at halftime in New England. New England leads Houston 21-10. Houston will get the ball first to start the second half. Houston needs to make a ton of adjustments at the half here. They must make a ton of adjustments at the half if there are any hopes to win this football game. Again, Houston Texans defense is not the reason that Houston is losing today by 2 scores. It is the C.J. Stroud multiple interceptions in the first half. But again, you play 4 quarters for a reason. So can Houston win this football game still? Yeah, absolutely. But they got to come out in the second half and they got to punch New England in the face with a touchdown. They get it back down to a 1 score to start the second half, there. Yeah. Houston's got to make some adjustments. That's what I would say. And I give credit to all the Houston Texans and New England Patriots fans who are sitting out in that cold weather today of 35 degrees in New England. Okay, let's talk. If you haven't already, go over to the video section and watch our C1 interview with sports journalist Lane Fobbs. Talk about Indiana, Miami tomorrow night. I think the consensus is, as we've talked about this on the live last week during the Patriots and Chargers, the only way, and I emphasize, the only way that Miami wins tomorrow night is by controlling the run game, milking the clock, and shortening the game. And I don't think that Indiana is going to have any fears whatsoever playing against Miami tomorrow night. Even if it's in Miami, when the Miami Dolphins play. So, again, I'll stick to my consensus. Give me Indiana. They'll win. It's the greatest story. It'll be a movie. Because of the transfer portal and NIL is the reason that this is happening. You can build an unbelievable roster. Mike Leach, may he rest in peace, said to us in his last C1 interview back in 2022 that, yep, the college football universe is the minor leagues. They're the minor leagues. They're the minor leagues of professional football, obviously, and they're more so than they ever have been. And that's why Indiana is in this national title game. Otherwise, this would never happen under a normal scenario where, most players stay at a college for 3 or 4 years and all that good stuff. But you could transfer every year now. So that's where we are on that. Let's check some statistics. So he lost 6 fumbles so far this year. Drake May, as far as fumbles go, absolute fumbles, not just fumbles, but recoveries, 6 fumbles this year Drake May has lost. So we're on that front for sure. I mean, here's my point to you in this regard, If we end up with, and I'm just going to say, because the second half is still here and Houston can still win this game, but I'm just going to say, in your opinion, are we at a point where if we get Seattle and New England, who do you take? If we get to that point. I think New England will beat Denver. I don't think it's traditionally dead because you still got to end up with a player at a school. But the point be told is that if that player doesn't like that school after a year, the point be told is that it's like free agency, right? You don't have to draft players anymore. You can choose to go find players in the transfer portal and reload your roster. So, if we get Seattle and New England, I think that Drake May is going to have a lot of problems with Seattle's defense if we get that for the Super Bowl. So that's my opinion, and I'm sticking to it on that front. So, but we'll see what happens in the second half. Again, Houston gets a touchdown to start the second half. I'll be a believer and believe that this game can be a close game going into the fourth quarter. So that is my analysis on that. CJ Stroud, again, 10 of 26 so far, 124 yards, 1 touchdown, 4 interceptions, 4 bag of interceptions in the first half right there. I'm going to take a quick break, and we'll be back in about 3 minutes, and we'll continue this. Thank you so much for everyone who's here. We're at the half right now. New England beating Houston 21-10, and we'll put that in the chat. All right, we are about 3 minutes to the second half here. The one thing I do like about NFL halftimes are that they are absolutely quick. They're fast. That is always a thrilling thing, that we don't have to sit here like college football and wait 25 to 30 minutes for the second half. We're going to be back on the field literally in a matter of like 2 minutes here, and we'll see immediately if Houston has made improvements and they can move this along and get a touchdown. If they can get a touchdown to start the second half, Houston defense has been good enough today. They can stop New England. We got a brand new football game. Hoping we get a game going into the fourth quarter. That's what I'm here for. And that's what you're here for too. Christian XC1 Review covering Las Vegas in the world, the most exciting city in the world. We're here live doing NFL reaction to that today. So thank you for joining us. We've got a championship game next week. Then we got one more after that. But we've enjoyed our NFL lives this year, and we thank you so much for your support and analysis and thoughts in the chat. And whether you're watching this in the live or the recorded version, it's greatly appreciated. Ready for the second half, Tom and company? I know I am. I think Houston can make those adjustments, and we can see a more competitive second half. All right, let's see what Houston can do here. They're going to have a positive run at least on first down here. 2 yards on that first play at least. Positive is better than negative to start the second half. But they got to get it moving along here. You get a touchdown, there's a lot of hope for the rest of this second half here. If you're the Houston Texans. If you don't, you're just changing field position, then it's going to be like waiting for that moment where New England makes this a 3-score game, right? So really got to focus on that. Houston's got a good pass down to the 39 of New England to Hutchinson. And that is the kind of play that Houston needed to start the second half. If they can get down there and get a touchdown, we've got a football game, ladies and gentlemen. Nice push off by the wide receiver to catch that football. 1st and 10. At the 40-yard line of New England. Good pass over the middle for about 5 yards. The ball is fumbled again. Ugh. And New England 1st down. And so just as we thought that Houston may get that momentum, New England's going to get the football back. But I think that's going to be overturned. I think he still had the ball when his knee went down. I don't think the ball was loose. I think that's going to be overturned. I think he still had possession of the football as his knee went down. I do not think that's going to be a fumble. So I think on the review, Houston will get the ball back there. So I think his knee was down on the play. So Houston will keep the football. As I said, his knee was down, not a fumble. 2nd and 6 now for the Houston Texans. After that, down by contact. Knee was down on the play. So they'll be at the 36-yard line approximately here. First down play again. That puts them inside the 28-yard line. Higgins with the catch there. Texans are having a good drive to start the second half. Perhaps they've made some of those offensive adjustments. If they're able to get a touchdown here again, it's going to be an interesting run for the rest of this third quarter going to the fourth. If the Texans defense can continue moving along, but first Texans got to get on the board here. Running. Finally, that's probably the longest run of the day for the Houston Texans. They're about 6 or 7 yards. Going to be 2nd and 4 coming up. Nick Chubb is now out there running for the Houston Texans, the former Cleveland Browns player. 2nd and 3, 7-yard game. That's got to be the longest run of the day for Houston. See if Houston can get in a touchdown here. Another run. Going to be close to the first down marker. Going to be probably about 3rd and inches if they don't give them the forward contact there. Third and 1. See if Houston can, will they go for a 3rd run? Looks like it. I think that CJ Stroud's just going to push forward, and he does, and he's going to absolutely get the first down. That was about 3 or 4 yards. Again, that's probably the second longest rush of the day for the Houston Texans. 1st and 10, Houston moving here. They need to get a touchdown. If they get a touchdown, then this is going to become an interesting football game. Quarterback sneak converts a first down by CJ Stroud. He did get pushed on the offensive line there. Another good run for the Houston Texans. Marks is back on the field for that one. About 7 or 8 yards. Finally, the Houston Texans have found a little bit of a hole in this New England Patriots defensive line, and they've had a couple of good rushes on this drive. 2nd and 2 coming up here. Nothing on that one. 3rd and 2 coming up. What will the Texans do here on 3rd and 2? This should be interesting. Gonna have a timeout here. Houston's gonna try to figure out what they're gonna do here on that 3rd and 2. Big play here in the 3rd quarter. 9 minutes and 52 seconds left. We got Houston down to New England 21-10, but Houston is driving, trying to get a score on the board here. They're able to do that. They'll be able to get into a better position for sure. All right, let's see what happens here on the 3rd and 2. Going to have an incomplete pass. Will be interesting to see if Houston goes for it here, or will Houston take the field goal? Taking the field goal makes it a 1-possession game, so Houston is going to kick the 3 points. I don't know, Tom. Would you have gone for it there? I'm thinking about it. I guess you want to get points and put some pressure on. Kick is up and good. Houston, with a 3-pointer to start the first half, makes it a 1-possession game. It's now New England 21 and Houston 3. We'll put that in the chat. Good start for the Houston Texans in the second half. New England 21, Houston 13. Timeout on the field. 9 minutes left in the 3rd quarter here on the C1 Review Las Vegas Radio Network, they say, right? Sports Network. And while we're on commercial break, again, if you're thinking about moving to Las Vegas in 2026, I did a video this week. Go over to the video section, front page, and check that out. And you'll be able to I give you 5 reasons why you should consider moving to Las Vegas in 2026. If you're in the United States of America, and you want to change 2026, beginning of the year, everyone thinks about maybe moving somewhere else. So feel free to take a look at that. We're on commercial break here, obviously. Christian, C1 Review, Las Vegas, the most exciting city in America and in the world. We're here watching today. Hope you're having a good time. We're watching the New England Patriots and Houston Texans NFL divisional playoff game. Obviously, we'll be back next week for a championship game, round one as well. But here we are, and we're looking forward to continuing to bring you the best in Las Vegas, from Las Vegas, NFL analysis of all these games. It is snowing heavily in New England here in this second half. Houston's got to keep playing good defense to keep this one close, that's for sure. New England's going to start at about their 30-yard line here. First a run, about 5 yards for New England there. 9 minutes left in the third. Eight minutes and 50 seconds, 3rd and 6 upcoming. Can the Houston Texans defense convert another 3 and out with New England here? Let's see. If they're able to, Houston gets back on the field and gets another chance to cut into this lead or at least tie the game. 3rd and 6 here for the New England Patriots. 1 for 8 today on 3rd down conversions. And they converted a fumble, and Houston's got the football inside the New England 35-yard line. Again, another turnover converted. That time, Drake May did lose the ball, and Houston is going to have a short field here, a chance to at least get a field goal attempt here. They punched that right out of his hands. Houston will have a chance here to make this game close, tie at 2 points, another field goal, but Houston is now in scoring range, and C.J. Stroud needs to take advantage of this. Not a great performance today so far by Drake May. They are up 21-13, but great job by the Houston Texans defense. I've been talking about it for weeks of my thoughts on the Houston Texans defense. I thought they would run through Pittsburgh, and they did. And they're just continuing to show up today, even in the snow. They are ready to go and ready to continue to make Drake May's life challenging today, and he has so far. Let's see what Houston can do now they're at the New England 33. And Stroud's going to get sacked in the backfield. Not a great first play there on that drive. It's going to be about 2nd and 18 now. Probably now thinking about field goal attempts. So we'll see. Not a great first play. It's a nice pass back into field goal range. They're at like the 28-yard line. Texans are in field goal range here. It's 3rd and 6. Stroud's going to step up. He's going to run for the first down. He's going to be inside the 17-yard line there. Houston moving the football here. It has been all Houston in this third quarter, 21-13 New England, but that score is going to be closer very momentarily, I believe. Pass for about 2 yards there. This is a very fast-moving third quarter here. We're already down to 5 minutes and 50 seconds in the third. And Houston fumbles the football inside the 15-yard line. I mean, how many turnovers is this game going to have? Let's see this time if the Houston... Nope, he was not down by contact. That's an absolute fumble. What a missed opportunity by the Houston Texans there with 5 minutes left in the third. New England's now at their own 13-yard line. This has just been a messy football game. Absolute messy football game. Missed opportunity there. Can the Houston Texans defense play well again? We'll see. Timeout on the field. Probably going to be 5 minutes and 21 seconds left here in the third. 5 turnovers today by Houston, 3 by New England. Messy football game. I don't know. Maybe because it's the snow we expect that, but just an absolute messy football game today. You know, absolute messy football game today. Christian XC1 review covering Las Vegas and the world. Third quarter of play, New England versus Houston. 21-13, New England over Houston. New England's going to start their next drive inside their own 15-yard line. Houston fumbles the football. Missed opportunity there for at least 3 points, if not a touchdown. Not a great situation for sure. Not a great situation for sure. Of course, later today, fans of the Los Angeles Rams and Chicago Bears will be watching that NFC divisional playoff game here in Las Vegas. At many of the resorts, there are Rams fans, there are Bear fans, there are fans from all 32 NFL teams that live here in the entertainment capital of the world. But big day if you're a Chicago Bears or a Los Angeles Rams fan, hoping that your team will get to the NFC Championship game next week. What awaits them? The Seattle Seahawks, who yesterday defeated the San Francisco 49ers 41-6. 49ers did not look good against the Seahawks in those last 2 games. That Seattle defense is absolutely impressive. There's no denying that. Let's see what happens, right? But I expect that Seattle's probably going to the Super Bowl. I mean, it looks pretty likely. Rams can give them a run for their money next week, but Rams have to beat Chicago first today. And another tackle for loss in the backfield for the Houston Texans against the New England Patriots. Not a great, again, running game by both teams today. But Houston's got to find a way, again, to hold Can they hold the Patriots again? It feels like Drake May is sitting on the lead in this game, which you can't do, but it just seems like he is sitting on the lead. So let's see what ends up happening on this drive. Got about 3rd and 8 upcoming with 4 minutes and 40 seconds left here in the third. 3rd and 8, correct. And the Patriots are not going to get that first down. Screen pass. Houston will hold the Patriots to a punt from their own end zone. So again, Houston has another turnover, but it does not cost them on the scoreboard. So Houston will get the ball back again with a chance to tie the game or at least get it a little bit closer. 3 minutes and 50 seconds left here in the third. I think the time of possession for the New England Patriots in this quarter has been less than 2 minutes. Pretty much all Houston Texans in this quarter. "41-yard line." On the way back from the commercial break. Again, some news and notes this week in Las Vegas. The Atari Resort and Casino, a plan that was going to be made a hotel. That's not happening anymore in Las Vegas, unfortunately. R&B singer, the legendary Mary J. Blige, will start her residency in Las Vegas in the spring, starting May 1st at the Dolby Live at Park MGM this coming week. The 23rd and the 24th, the Eagles, the rock band, will perform at the Sphere on the 23rd and 24th. Those are some of the news and notes going on around Las Vegas and the entertainment capital of the world. Of course, we'll be here till the end of the game today to give our thoughts on Houston and New England. Houston's getting the ball back again. It's 21-13. New England in the third quarter. There's only approximately 4 minutes left, and then we're on our way to the fourth quarter of this NFL divisional round playoff game. Thank you so much for being here today. We greatly appreciate it, whether you're watching live in the recorded version, whether you watch a second, a minute, an hour, 10 hours, or 100 hours. Thank you so much for watching us here on C1 Review, live from Las Vegas, the entertainment capital of the world. We greatly appreciate you, and thank you so very much for your support. It means a lot. On the commercial break here, some analysis. Texans did go in and make some adjustments, it seems like. They are playing the better of the football here in the third quarter. And if they can somehow get a touchdown on this drive, or at least 3 points, we can have an interesting fourth quarter for sure. That is absolutely possible. Let's take a look at some notes while I'm sitting here. Thank you all for whoever, of course, likes and comments in the chat as well. It's greatly appreciated. Houston's going to start with a run. They did not fumble, thankfully. They're at the 45-yard line. That's a good start, at least. At least they did not fumble on that one. 2nd and 7 about, actually. But The Houston Texans have developed a little bit of a run game here in the second half. C.J. Stroud steps up in the pocket and almost throws another interception, which would not have been good. Big play here for the Houston Texans on the 3rd and 7. Let's see what happens. Can Houston get a first down? There's a flag on the play. That's going to be pass interference. And so Houston's going to get bailed out here. It's going to be a pass interference call. So Houston will move the ball down the field. That's going to be a first down. Houston will have a chance to get this closer. 2 minutes and 43 seconds. They may even be able to take this drive into the 4th quarter. So all Houston in this 3rd quarter, 3-0 on the scoreboard, but just dominating on defense and moving the ball down on offense. But they got to convert some points on this drive. There is no exception here. Oh, wide open wide receiver, and he just missed that one. That was not good. You need to make that catch. That one was just, you got to make that catch. Got to make that catch, ladies and gentlemen. 2nd and 10 upcoming here. Wide open, just wide open. Number 87, just too high, obviously, for him, but got to throw that one right in there. There's no one there. He is on his way to get at least 20-plus yards if he catches that one. C.J. Stroud's going to be sacked there on 3rd down. There is an injured defensive player for the New England Patriots on the field. That's going to lead to a timeout here. Texans better think about what they're doing here on 3rd down. They're going to have to throw another long pass. They're not outside of field goal range, but there is an opportunity. So I agree with you, Tom. That first down play, they had to catch that one. That was, really necessary. I agree with that. You absolutely have to catch that football. Timeout on the field for the injury. Just going through some notes here. Big third down upcoming for the Houston Texans on this drive. Christian XC1 review covering Las Vegas and the world. We're getting to the end of the third quarter. Who wants to go to the AFC Championship game? New England 23, Houston 13. Houston has a chance to get this a little bit closer. Big third down upcoming for the Texans. Not probably going to have to punt the football back. New England will be deep going the fourth quarter, but Houston playing a little bit better, obviously, in the third quarter. 3 points on the board to make it a one-possession game. So we'll see. 2:25 here, 3rd and 13 for New England. Defense against the Houston Texans offense here. Let's see what happens. See if CJ Stroud can pick it up here and maybe get them a little bit closer to maybe attempting a 47-yard field goal attempt. That will not be easy if that's what they have in mind here. Wide receiver is wide open. He catches the ball. He's like at the 33-yard line. Ooh, I think you got to go for it here. I think it's too far for a field goal. Nope, they're going to kick it. I give them all the credit in the world. This is 50 yards, 51 in the snow. This is not going to be easy. Kick is up. It's up. It's up. It's good. He made that field goal attempt. And there we go. Huge, huge, huge attempt. I'll give the Houston Texans special teams all the credit in the world. That was not an easy kick, obviously, but it got up in there. 21-16 now. New England 21, Houston 16. Houston is within 5 points. Now, New England, 2 field goals picked up in this quarter. So we'll see what if the Houston Texans defense can continue to bring pressure to the New England Patriots offense here with 1:32 left in the third. You've got to feel encouraged if you're Houston. You come out in the second half. Yes, you should have at least 3 more points. You fumbled inside the red zone, but you're down 5 points now. With 1:30 to go to the fourth quarter, we're going to have fourth quarter watchable football, ladies and gentlemen, here live from Las Vegas. We're watching New England and Houston, but you've got to be encouraged if you're a Houston Texans fan going to the fourth quarter. You're down 5 points. If the Houston Texans defense can continue to play the way that we think they can absolutely win this football game. Okay, kick us up. Let's see. And it's going to be the 30-yard line that New England's going to start at, maybe like about their own 29-yard line, 1:23 left. New England's going to start off with a pass, and that's going to be about a 14-yard pass for a first down. New England finally showing some decent offense to start for the second half so far. Haven't seen a lot of that, but they do end up with one there. $50 seconds until we get to the fourth quarter here. Quarterback May's not going to get anything on that one. New England is not past midfield yet. I think that's going to probably take us to the fourth quarter. Nope, going to have one more. 2nd and 10 here. Nope, they're not going to do anything. All right, we're headed to the fourth quarter, ladies and gentlemen. Through 3 quarters, Houston Texans pick up 2 field goals in the third quarter. 5-point game, New England 21, Houston 16. If Houston can continue to play great defense, they will have a chance to win this game in the fourth quarter. Winner gets Denver, and their backup quarterback, Bo Nix, out for the year. I would definitively say that the winner of this game is probably going to the Super Bowl. They're going to have an easier game next week against Denver. Injuries do happen. Things can happen. But, yeah. I don't know. Does Denver want to call Phillip Rivers? I joke, but, you know, does Denver want to call Phillip Rivers to win a football game? Wouldn't that be crazy? From Indianapolis to Denver? I don't know, but just, you know, NFC West rivals or whatever's, you know, form with the Chargers and the Colts, now the Broncos. I doubt that would happen, of course, but it's a good joke, at least, you know. So that's all. But we got 15 minutes left of this one. Thank you so much. We're live here in Las Vegas, the entertainment capital of the world, watching the Patriots and the Houston Texans. We have 15 minutes remaining in this one. Are you going to watch the Rams and Bears game, I'm guessing, sir? I imagine you will. Here we go, fourth quarter. Houston continuing to play well. It's going to be like a 3rd and 8 upcoming for the New England Patriots here. Texans defense continuing to not give anything to the offense of the Patriots here. See if they can get the ball back. Penalty flag, pass interference. That's going to be a first down for New England. Unfortunately, for the Houston Texans defense, did everything right there but that one. Too much there on that one, obviously. Can't do that. New England not in field goal range yet, but snow's coming down heavy now. Margin of error is small here for the Houston Texans defense now. Inside the 33, 35-yard line. 2nd and 4. And they're going to get him in the backfield again. 3rd and 6. This is a key play right here for the Houston Texans defense. If they can hold them here, be interesting to see if New England will kick that long field goal. Maybe they will. We'll see. Third and 5 for New England. Houston Texans bring the blitz, and they throw to the end zone, and that is going to be a touchdown for the New England Patriots. Tough break there for the Houston Texans defense. They've done everything right today for the most part, except for that one right there. That can be reviewed. I don't think the ball hit the ground, but that can be reviewed, obviously. All scoring plays are reviewed in the NFL, but I think that's a touchdown. I don't think it touched the ground. I think he was able to get under it, and that's probably clean as can be, as clean as can be in that situation. Still 12 minutes left in this game. A lot of time left still, but Houston will have to respond quickly. Timeout on the field. Looks like we're going to be reviewing that one just in case. But I think it's a touchdown. We'll see. All scoring plays, of course, in the NFL are reviewed. So we're waiting on that one. We're on commercial break here. Christian XCY interview covering Las Vegas and the world. We're in the 4th quarter here, about 12 minutes left, waiting to see if New England's touchdown is going to count or not. It's 27-16 right now if it holds. If it doesn't hold, it'll be 21-16, but we're waiting to see. So we're on a commercial break right now. Houston still has time, but going to have to move quickly. They are counting it as a touchdown. The extra point now is coming, and that's good. 28-16 now, 13 minutes left. Houston must get a touchdown on this drive. They must get a touchdown on this drive if they have any chance of winning today. 13 minutes left. We'll update in the chat. New England 28, Houston 16. I agree with you. It was a great catch. Houston's running out of time. They've got to get a touchdown on this drive. Got 13 minutes left, but, got to hurry. $12:51 here. Let's see what Houston can do. Nice run play on first down, about 7 yards. Sure do. You're correct. They absolutely need some big plays. Oh, he just missed him on that long pass. Just missed the wide receiver. 3rd and 6 upcoming for Houston. This is probably the game here, as crazy as it sounds. I mean, he was right there and wide open, and he didn't catch that one. This play is probably the game right here. Timeout, Houston. It looks like it's an issue with the play clock. Let's see what's going on here. Timeout, Houston. They only have 1 left now. That's not great when you're down 12 points. You really are going to be in a possession of time clock scenario. So, not great. Not great one bit. The snow is coming down so hard in New England. I'm grateful we're in sunny Las Vegas today. There's probably snow up on Mount Charleston, but thankfully we're not getting that down here. 3rd and 6 for Houston. Incomplete pass. Got an injury on the field. Not good for Houston. Running out of time are the Houston Texans, and New England is looking much better than we thought they would be in this game. The pass was not even close to the first down marker either. What's the bell time for that Royal Rumble, Tom, since it's in Saudi Arabia? What time does that thing start? Must start in the afternoon, right, or the early morning, no? Because of the time difference? So 11 a.m. our time. Got it. Makes sense. All right, so probably Houston's going to be punting here, which they are. Not a lot of time left, truly. They're going to keep that inside the 5-yard line. So if the Houston Texans special teams is anything, if the defense here, this is where New England cannot make a mistake being inside their own 5-yard line. If Houston is able to play good here and maybe even convert a turnover. I mean, it couldn't have been a better field position opportunity for Houston here inside the 5-yard line. New England's going to start. They got to be careful here with this one. So if I'm the Houston Texans defensive line, I'm ready for some runs. That's what I can say about that. Eight-yard run for New England there. Got to get moving along, Houston Texans defense. Second and 2 for New England at their own about 13-yard line, maybe. First down for New England inside their own 18-yard line. 11 minutes left. 28-16 New England over Houston. Christian XC View, Las Vegas, the entertainment capital of the world. We're here watching live reaction. Fourth quarter, New England-Houston NFL divisional round. The winner will go to the AFC Championship game, one step away from the Super Bowl. Another 8-yard run for New England, continuing to shorten the clock and shorten this game now down to 10 minutes. About 2nd and 2 coming up. I can understand if the Houston Texans defense is tired. They can only do it for so long. All that stuff. First down, New England, 9 minutes and 50 seconds left. Drake May has not thrown a pass on this drive yet. Houston only has one timeout remaining as well. That does not help their cause. I think they are, Tom. I think they're absolutely getting tired. 8:45 here, 2nd and 4 for New England at their own 35. Finally, there's a tackle in the backfield for the Houston Texans defense. They need to get one more here and then get the ball back and hurry. This is literally the game here, in my opinion. If New England's able to convert here on 3rd and 7, that's going to make it tough for Houston. If they're able to get the ball back with about 7.5 minutes, there's still a window of opportunity, but they got to hurry. That's a first down for New England on a Drake May pass. Yeah, that's going to put an exclamation point, on this game, I think. Because New England could probably now take it down to about 5 minutes. It's going to be tough. I mean, New England's just moving the ball 10 yards at a time, 15 yards at a time, using 3rd down every step of the way. They're just milking that clock. And that's what's not on the Houston Texans side right now. And you know that New England's going to go back to the run game now on this next play. Another tackle for loss by the Houston Texans defense at the New England 42. If you can believe it, New England has only moved the ball about 37 yards in about 5 minutes here, 4 or 5 minutes. 7 minutes left now. Second and 12 for the New England Patriots at their own 43-yard line. Third and 8. Big play. This is it right here, in my opinion. 6 minutes left and change. If you can't stop New England here, the game is pretty much over. Incomplete pass. That'll stop the clock. 5 minutes and 54 seconds left. New England takes a lot of time off the clock. Houston will get the ball back. They're going to have to be in 2-minute offense now. They will have to be in that 2-minute offense for sure. There's no way possible otherwise that they'll be able to make that work otherwise, for sure. Fair catch is called for. 5 minutes and 48 seconds left. Here goes Houston. And let's see if they can quickly move the ball down the field. If they can get a touchdown before the 2-minute warning, they've got a chance. That's what you're basically looking at. That's what's basically left in this one. Christian XC1 Review covering Las Vegas and the world. We're here live. NFL Live reaction, Houston, New England, 28-16, 5:48 left. Incomplete pass on first down. Five minutes and 30 seconds left. 9-yard pass by CJ Stroud. Got to hurry up. You're at your own 23-yard line. There's that first down to the 30. Your own 30. Got to hurry. 2-minute offense, 2-minute offense, 2-minute offense for the Houston Texans right now. Got to hurry. Got to get the touchdown before the 2-minute warning. You got to get the touchdown before the 2-minute warning. Incomplete pass. 5 minutes left. The snow is coming down in New England and Houston. Boy, is it ever. Second and 10. Incomplete pass. 3rd and 10 coming up. You're in 4-down territory, obviously. So if I'm Houston, I'm figuring out a way to get 10 yards on 2 plays here. CJ Stroud is going to get sacked in the backfield. And the Houston Texans are down to a 4th and long situation. I don't see them punting here. I don't think you can. 4th and 18. They're going off the field. I don't understand why you're doing that. There is not a lot of time left in this game. They're like literally just defaulting to New England on that one. I don't get that play one bit. Why would Houston punt there? It makes no sense whatsoever. Four minutes and 3 seconds remaining. All New England's going to do is run the football on all 3 downs. I don't get it. I do not get it. You're literally deferring to the fact that you're going to have 3 plays, a timeout in between. I get the ball back, and then I got an onside kick with 10 seconds left. I mean, that's, I guess, the whole, I don't get that field position strategy, because also, even if you don't get the 4th down there and you hold New England to a field goal, it's still a 2-possession game. So I don't understand why you're punting there. You know, I don't get why you throw the light flag. You're in the playoffs. This is the end of the year. You're either going to go to the Super Bowl or you're not. I mean, do you really care what the score looks like on the scoreboard? I don't get that one at all. That is just outrageous to me. New England get with a great run on 1st down of about 9 yards. That doesn't help the cause. Timeout, Houston. That'll be their last one. 2nd and 1. Not a good what we can say about Houston is that we're just missed opportunities today. If they end up losing this game, we can just say that there were absolutely missed opportunities today for the Texans. With 3:55 remaining, if New England gets a 1st down here, the game's pretty much over, because they can take it down to the 2-minute warning and then run the ball a little bit more and then knee it, and that's basically it. So we're pretty much done with this one if they get a 1st down here. And New England is going to get that forward progress for the 1st down, and there's your ball game, ladies and gentlemen. If I'm New England, I'm running the ball in the next 3 plays. I don't care what the situation is. I'm running the ball in the next 3 plays. Yeah, those 4 interceptions did kill them, and the fumble inside the red zone, obviously, too. Got a penalty or a timeout. New England took a timeout there. Didn't like what they were seeing on first down. 3 minutes and 9 seconds left. Here we go, 3 minutes and 11 seconds left. Again, I expect that New England will just run the football here. Tackle for loss there, but again, not enough time. The only thing Houston has left for them in the timeout factor is the 2-minute warning. The Patriots will have to run the ball at least one more time before the 2-minute warning. And then there'll be one play left. And if they get the first down, then the game is officially over. If not, how do you eat food out in those elements, Tom? Let me just ask you, if you're getting a pizza, a hot dog, or a burger and fries, how do you eat out in those elements if you're the fans? That's what I want to know. Besides the cheerleaders being out in those elements, agreed 100%. How do you eat out in those elements? That's pretty crazy. Third down coming up for the Patriots. They'll run the ball again, I'm sure. 3rd and 10 coming up for the Patriots. 2-minute warning in New England. Does Houston have anything left in the tank? We're going to find out on this upcoming 3rd and 10. 2-minute warning. 4th quarter live from Las Vegas, the most exciting city in the world. NFL division round. New England 28, Houston 16. We have 2 minutes remaining here. If they're able to hold them, Houston could have about 1:10 left, potentially. Two minutes left in New England and Houston. New England 28, Houston 16. After this is over, we will do a quick wrap-up and give you our thoughts on the AFC Championship game before we wrap up today. After this one is officially over. I've got a couple thoughts already. To prepare for you, so get ready for the post-game show. Then again later tonight, Chicago and the Rams. Tom likes the Bears. I like the Rams. I'd like to see the Rams and the Seahawks, honestly. Looks like the Rams and the Seahawks, or the Bears and the Seahawks, will be the better game, given the fact that Bo Nix, the Denver Broncos quarterback, got injured and is out for the season. Sean Stidham, who is 1-3 in his NFL career, is going to be playing that championship game. I have a lot of thoughts about that Denver-New England game, which we'll obviously get to in a couple minutes here after this one's over, if it ends up being New England, which it looks like it's going to be. But I expect that New England will run the ball here on 3rd down. I don't see them passing. That would make no sense whatsoever. Would absolutely make no sense whatsoever to have New England pass the football here on 3rd down. You run the clock, you take it down to 1:10 or so, you punt the football. Good luck, Houston. And that's it. Okay, here we go. 3rd and 10 for New England. They're going to pass. They are going to pass. And it's incomplete. I can't believe that. Why would you do that? That makes no sense whatsoever, that you stop the clock and you give the Texans the full 2 minutes now almost. If the Texans are somehow able to get, and I emphasize, able to get a very quick score here, and this goes to an onside kick and Houston recovers the football. I know that's a lot to happen, but I do not understand why you threw the football there. I'd be running the football. It's terrible weather conditions and all that stuff. I don't get that play call. Yeah, that was dumb, as Tom said. Agreed. Houston's going to start the ball about their own 30-yard line. Minute 45 left now. They will have to hurry. But I don't understand why you would throw the football on 3rd and 10 with the other team having no timeouts. Makes no sense. Makes no sense whatsoever. Okay, here we go. Does Houston have a last-ditch effort in them? Throwing in the middle of the field, first down about 15 yards under their own 42-yard line. Got to hurry. Got to hurry if you're the Houston Texans. Got to hurry, got to hurry. Got to hurry, got to hurry, got to hurry, got to hurry. Another pass. They'll get out of bounds. Get out of bounds. It gets get out of bounds. That stops the clock. 47-yard line, a minute 19 left. If Houston can get down the field and score a touchdown, and we got about 25, 30 seconds left, there's absolutely hope with the onside kick, but you got to hurry. There's absolute hope if they can get down there and get that touchdown quickly. Incomplete pass, 3rd and 4 coming up. .116 remaining. Incomplete pass, 4th and 4. This will be your last chance for the Houston Texans here. Got to get a first down to extend this game, or the game will be over. C.J. Stroud, 20 of 46 today, 1 touchdown, and the big marker of the day, the 4 interceptions, is what's really making the difference right now. Got a timeout on the field. Looks like that New England called a timeout before the 4th and 4 here for the Houston Texans. They want to make sure they get the best play possible. And if you've got the timeouts, my answer is why not? So going to have to wait a minute for that 4th and 4. But this is the game right here. If Houston is able to get the first down here, they'll continue that drive at least. So I think at this point, they're talking about the NFL MVP here. Matthew Stafford has better statistics than Drake May. If the Rams win today, I think Stafford deserves that MVP award. That's just my opinion. If he can get them to the finals against Seattle. It's played a great season. C.J. Stroud. Wide open. And he's caught one. It's incomplete. That was close. It's a good effort, and New England will need the football, and that is going to be the football game. New England Patriots are going to go on to the AFC Championship game. It was a good effort. Stroud had some yards in front of him. I understand that you've got time issues on your side, but maybe it would have been better to run for the first down there. But there was a nice potential possibility for a catch that got dropped To me, he held on while going down, but they'll review that one for sure. So, if I'm Houston in the offseason, I want to focus on improving my offensive line because CJ Stroud can't get there with the pressure. Too much pressure on him and he gets blitzed. Not great. If I'm Houston, I'm focusing on, in the NFL draft, offensive linemen, and in free agency, I'm focusing on offensive linemen. So 38 seconds here. We'll take one more knee before we make it official in the chat. And there's the final knee of the game. The New England Patriots win the AFC divisional round playoff game against the Houston Texans. I was wrong. Houston is 0-7 in divisional playoff games, never been to the AFC Championship game. It'll be New England's first appearance in the AFC Championship game since 2018. It's been a while. All right, let's talk. Final score again, New England 28, Houston 16. Let's put that in the chat. All right, so final analysis from today's game before we talk about the AFC Championship game, and we'll wrap up. From here in Las Vegas, the most exciting city in the world, C-Wine Review, based here in Las Vegas. Thank you so much for all of your support. We greatly appreciate it. Let's just go over the review here. All right, so looking forward now, Denver and New England. How does Denver, with a backup quarterback, knowing that their starter is out for the year, Bo Nix, win next week? The only way that Denver is going to win next week against New England is a couple of things. Number one, it's a home game for Denver. Number two, they have good defense. Number three, if they can get to Drake May and make his life tough next week, and they can establish the run against New England, they got to shorten that game. That's got to be a short, managed clock game. We could see a very low-scoring game next week in the AFC Championship game. I wouldn't be surprised by that. 17-10, something like that. To me, that's the only way that Denver's going to win next week. It's going to be really tough for the Denver Broncos to win next week. That's just, it's crushing. Injuries happen any given Sunday. That's the NFL. But, a really tough circumstance for sure for the Denver Broncos, who now will have to play this New England Patriots team, who will be at full strength next week. Sean Stidham, who is going to be the backup for Brett Denver, is 1-3 in his NFL career. So if Denver somehow wins next week, that would be the most incredible upset. But then you're looking at, my opinion, if Denver were to win next week, the winner of the NFC Championship game is winning the Super Bowl, because there's no way that Sean Stidham is going to beat the Rams or the Seahawks. Could Denver beat New England next week? Yeah, I could see that. Can they beat Seattle, the Rams, or the Bears? Don't know about that. Don't think so. So we've been talking for, we've been talking for the whole last 6 weeks or so that the NFC conference is better than the AFC, and it's there's no denying that. So I think that the winner of the Super Bowl is still on the NFC side, even after the events of what we've seen today. I don't think New England will beat Seattle, the Rams, or the Rams. Could they beat the Bears? Maybe, but I don't think the Bears are getting there. Even if the Bears win today, I don't think they're beating Seattle next week. I think Seattle is a freight train on the way to the Super Bowl. So those are my thoughts. Christianic C1 Review, final thoughts. Enjoy the national championship game tomorrow night against Indiana and Miami. Go over to the video section on the main page and look at the C1 Review we do with Lane Fobbs previewing the national championship game. If you haven't already done that, go over to the main page. I want to thank you, whether you're watching in the recorded version or the live version here on C1 Review on YouTube. We thank you so much, whether you watch a second, a minute, 10 minutes, an hour, 10 hours, or 100 hours. We greatly appreciate your support of this channel. We look forward to next week bringing back a championship game, live reaction, NFC or AFC. We'll see what the schedule is, but we look forward to seeing you again next week. I'm Christianic for C1 Review here in Las Vegas, the most exciting city in the world. We will see you next week, and thank you so much for your participation. As always, it's greatly appreciated. Have a good rest of your weekend.